Today's class is a bit unusual for this program, but if you look at it from the perspective of movement and development of the body and mind, nothing is unusual here. We are going to be looking at the soft acrobatics. What are the soft acrobatics? Well, in my definition, it's that which doesn't involve tumbling or flipping, whereby you don't have to pass your legs over your head without leaving the ground as well. Because we're going to be looking at things like cartwheel today, and you have to pass your legs over your head, but your hands are still going to be touching the ground. Anything in this realm is considered soft acrobatics, unless it's flipping, twisting, double back flipping, double front flipping, whatever. That's already hard acrobatics, proper acrobatics. Why do we need acrobatics, say, in the context of things like meditation, absorbing the mind into the body, etc., attaining the refined states of consciousness? Well, you can't really rise above that which you cannot master, and that which you need to master is the body. In my opinion, the very clear, shortcut, direct way to knowing the body as a body is by the way of interaction. You have to bring this body to interact with the world, rather than trying to attain this state of reality in the consciousness purely, which I'm not even sure if it's possible through consciousness, purely consciousness-based approaches. Rather than doing that, well, get into this body, experience it, and the variety of different conditions in different situations. If you can do that, well, you're already pretty much in the reality. 1 foot definitely. From here, knowing the body exactly as it is, as well as the mind, is easier, because you're already equipped with this tangibility of understanding of the frontiers of materiality, mortality, capabilities of this body. Like, even from the standpoint of awareness, how can you absorb the awareness into the body if you don't know where the body is? Which part of the body where? Often people come to things like Qigong, they start doing exercises, all they are aware of, well, perhaps the head and the hands, maximum. The rest of the body is like a blank slot. Yeah, of course, you can increase awareness just by absorbing the mind into the body. Eventually, you'll know the body. But change the conditions. Put yourself in the situations more extreme, more volatile, and that awareness is gone. So you want to be able to sustain awareness under the conditions which are volatile. Because meditation is not on peaceful and calm ride along the smooth sea. No, the sea sometimes is very rough. So the way to prepare it through the body would be sensible as well. Hopefully this rationale is enough. Like with anything, you just need to do it in order to understand the benefit of it. While you're sitting there contemplating the benefit of something and never trying it, how can you know? Another aspect is the extent of your bodily capabilities at the moment. Injuries of the joints, etc., of the spine should be considered before attempting this exercise. However, if you have been following the program so far and working on the body development, developing strengths, mobility, flexibility, ranges of motion, etc., you can approach soft acrobatics, no problem, if you haven't had any problems so far. So, how do we approach this? Well, before approaching, we gotta be looking at 3 things. Rolley, which is the movement from capoeira, cartwheel, universal to whatever, gymnastics, capoeira, anything, and kick, mea luna, which is also from capoeira. We connect them together. To start with, we'll go through rolley. Rolley, we'll come to a squat, yeah. From squat, we gotta be putting 1 hand on the ground, then another hand on the ground, then the foot which is left behind, in my case it's a right foot, we put it on the right side of the hand, and then left foot, we'll bring it in line with the right foot and come to a squat On the other side. That's rolling. Reversing the direction. Putting the hand on the ground. Putting another hand on the ground, parallel to this hand. Bringing the foot over. And then another foot over. Come into a squat on this side. That's rolling. Again, we're not going to be looking deeply into how your fascia layers are organized and how the body connectivity is managed under this exercise. Just do it first. Hand, hand, foot, foot. Down and do squat. And just do it many times. Hand, hand, foot, foot. If you're doing it on the left side, left hand first, right hand second, right foot then, left foot finish. Once more. On the other side, on the right side. Right foot, right hand first, left hand second, left foot then, right foot finish. Now you're done. And just many times, just do back and forth like this. Hand, hand, foot, foot. Hand, hand, foot, foot. Hand, hand, foot, foot. Notice what happens at the moment between two hands touching the ground. There is a moment whereby I'm supported solely on my hands alone. Hand, hand, here, both feet in the air. Again, hand, hand, both feet in the air. Hand, hand, both feet in the air, then they touch. Of course, at first we do it hand, hand, touch the foot, touch another foot, such that you're supported at least by 3 limbs on the ground. But at some point, leave only your hands. And jump through, such that you're supported only with your hands. And we do it many times. Woo! And once again. And once again. So do it many times until you can access that middle way of movement where you only prop with your hands. This is your stepping stone towards the cartwheel. Because what is cartwheel? Well, you're gonna be supporting yourself only on your hands. So, we shall approach it from the squat as well. Come into a squat. Put one hand on the ground. Now I'll put another hand on the ground. Then I'm gonna kick this leg high up. Drop it on the other side. Same on the other side. Hand, hand. Then use momentum first, yeah? You gotta kick the foot up. And come to a squat. The reason we start in a squat because we are close to the ground and it's not so high to fall. Once again. Hand, kicking the leg up, yeah? Use momentum, throw it up. And come down. Once more. And hand, kick up, squat. Momentum going, well, when you are able to bring the momentum from the foot. Just cut away the stage where you are using the momentum. So as soon as you put the hands on, straight away kick the foot up. Yep. So notice, straight away. straight away. Which involves these challenging conditions to the body. You just kind of have to throw yourself into it and see what happens. Let the body sort of tumble under the momentum. So when you get comfortable at this, just go sideways straight away. And backwards. Another side. Etc. You may do repetitions like so, or maybe, I don't know, 15-20 reps back and forth of cartwheel when you've got the technique correct. So there's the progression. Roll A, learn the point where you support yourself on the hands only, then cartwheel from squat, kicking the leg up, then cartwheels back and forth from squat to squat. Now we are going to connect these two movements together. So I start from the squat as well. Here. Roll A first, yeah? 1, 2, back squat. Now cartwheel. I'm here. Hope I'm still on camera. Should be probably moving backward a bit. First, step by step in the same mechanical way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4 limbs touching the ground twice each equals 8. Simple mathematics. Then connect it such that it's smooth, one line, one sequence. How we do it? Squat. Before attempting it at speed, make sure that your step-by-step process is smooth, correct, clean, that the movement is neat. Then add speed, then add repetition. And notice how on the repetition, on the change in condition of your head, first up, then down, you're being thrown between those two levels of movement. How under these different conditions you adapt. Your head might start spinning, you lose the sense of coordination. You still got to keep going, still got to keep awareness inside the body. It's one thing to keep awareness inside the body when you're sitting and absorbing the mind in. It's totally different game ball when your body is tumbling around like a ball, basketball being bounced away from the ground. How to keep your awareness inside the moving basketball. It's possible. Repetitions allow you eventually to settle the mind inside this moving entity. This is a metaphor for mind itself. It's never still, really. It's like a tumbling basketball. So if you can't keep the mind inside the tumbling body, there is a chance that you may catch up with the movements of the mind when they excel and proliferate. And being able to ground the awareness inside that center of the psychic experience, which is unmoving. Further on, moving on to Mea Luna. This movement starts with roll A. Start here, yeah? Come here, here, and here, instead of just putting the hand back there, I'm gonna kick it like so. So it describes this half circle. On and kick. It's just a roll, if you look at it like that, with the one foot kicking up. Yeah. Step by step. One hand, another hand, kick, squat. One hand, another hand, kick, squat. Then, for Meia Luna proper, you want to use only one hand. So from squat, if I'm going on the left side, I'm only going to use my right hand. So here I'm stepping first. Here. Kick. 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 Etc. Obviously, in capoeira, this movement is relatively done from squat. It's done from janga to here. So from standing, how to do it? From standing, you step first. So if I'm doing it on the left side, step with the right foot, touch the ground with the right hand, kick with the left. If I'm doing it on the right hand side, step with the left, touch the ground with the left hand, kick with the right. Like so. And further on. This is the way to do it on repetitions. Sorry. Now, as with all of this, we want to connect them into 3. So we start with roll into Meia Luna, into cartwheel. I will go like this. And once more from here, on the right side, from the squat, roll Meia Luna, cartwheel. At first, try to do it neatly, coming back into the squat after each movement. So start with roll Meia Luna, squat, cartwheel, back, roll Meia Luna, cartwheel. Squat in between ensures you're being grounded, that your chi doesn't rush up. Also, it works your squat, it works the mobility of your lower body, which is majorly important. It teaches us to stay close to the ground so we can utilize momentum every time we move. So at first, even if you do fast, come back to a squat, like this. Squat. Here, after, you might try to do it from standing. No longer using the squat, provided you have developed it. From standing, Meia Luna, oh sorry, roll Meia Luna, cartwheel. Roll Meia Luna, cartwheel. And again, on the reps, back and forth. It's gonna be looking something like that. The speed is not majorly important. What's majorly important is how well you can know the body. Even if you experience dizziness, and the speed and coordination is going to the window, make sure that you are still aware. Something inside will remain unmoving whilst you are engaged into this movement. So first work on the technique. The technique will work your body, in my opinion, way better than any of the previous mobility drills I've introduced so far, because it's an element of dynamic system of movement such as capoeira. Great art for developing coordination, mobility, ability to manipulate the body and the conditions which are constantly changing and predictable. Hence, gains in mobility and strength, reaction speed are great. Way greater than under the level of controlled exercises. But that's not really, in the context of this practice, so majorly important. What's important is that you are aware, that your attentiveness is inside. So work on these three, first in isolation, then in connectivity. And you can play connecting them in different sequences. You may start with cartwheel, come into the roll and go Mea Luna on the way back. Or you may start with Mea Luna, come into a roll, cartwheel, roll, Mea Luna. So between these three, variations are so many. You can go back and forth, you can go one way, you can take a, I don't know, 20 meters stretch and just go rotating these three moves. The benefit of this kind of work is actually also that it doesn't create that much of a contractive bulk on the tissues, because the movement is dynamic. Movement always enables you to change, hence the muscles don't grip in the same way they would if you're doing a bodybuilding workout. So you can excel and go further and further and further with this practice. Some of the best workouts I ever had was when I was recording a video, Glimpse of Infinity, which you can find on YouTube, over the spread of 3 days, repeating pretty much same sequence of movements. Acrobatics, soft acrobatics, locomotion, parkour, and just repeating them to the point where body just kinda connected to such an extent that all of its inhibitions, all of its blockages just were gone. I no longer had energy to maintain any of the hang-ups, mental and physical hang-ups, which reflect in the tone of the muscles of the body. It all collapsed, simply due to propelling this body on the patterns of movement. The movement has dissolved the blockages and opened the channels. I don't advise this method, it's very strenuous. It can happen over a period of time longer without entering such an intensity. But the effects of mobility drills and movement itself is self-evident. So practice this, and after a few lessons down the line, we'll look into more soft acrobatics patterns. Thank you.